To the lift, see you later.
Right, see ya, good luck.
Welcome to another vlog. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm location scouting because I feel lately that my photography has become a bit, how can I phrase this, obvious, and I'm finding myself shooting into the light, shooting the big classic views. As I do love that, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but what I want to try and do is, especially in this video, is try and find some more intimate, soulful photographs of the Malvern Hills. So what I'm going to try and do is do a location scout of the entire ridge and the entire length of the Malvern Hills, and I'm going to run it. So I'm going to fall over a lot. It's going to be quite muddy, as you can see. It's quite claggy. Almost wishing that I bought the camera up today. So I'm going to come back another time and shoot some more intimate compositions, which I'm going to find along the way. I'm at Chase End Hill. We're about to head north to where I've parked the car, which is in Malvern. 10 miles. Have I got it in me? What am I doing? I shouldn't answer all these questions, because if I do, I won't do it. We're off! Right, don't fall over, don't fall over. Oh, this looks dodgy. Excellent. Gone the wrong way already. Nothing better than running up a hill that you didn't even need to run up. I can't stop. I was gonna go for it. Oh God. Remember at school when all the brainy kids used to get chosen to do orienteering? Yeah, that was not me. Wow, I found some good compositions here. Good potato looks so good in the mist. How you doing, fellas? No, no worries. I'll take the rest. British camp. I'll be finishing this in the dark. Just coming up North Hill now. Oh man, this has been a trudge and a half. Now I can say I've done the lot. every peak on the Malvern Hills conquered. Wow. That was a lot harder than I thought. So the run is done. It's a few days later. I've recovered. It was a bit of a jaunt, by the way. If ever you're thinking of trying that, then yeah, take supplies with you and take maybe just take a car with you and just drive it instead, because it's easier. But I've come back to one of the locations that I saw, and you might have even had the same sort of thoughts when you watched the you know, the B-roll, the montage of me running. I meant this little wooded foresty area. And there's something about these 3 trees in a row that I really like, because there are layers of trees behind them which get older and bigger. Well, I presume they're older because they're bigger. And something about it just makes me want to take a photograph here. But I'm really struggling. I'm well out of my comfort zone here. People like Gary Norman and Jamie Overland and Woodland photographers like that, I don't know how they come away with so many amazing images from the wood, because it's all so confusing to me. And you might be looking at this and thinking, just change lens, or look at that. You might be shouting at your TV, but I'm looking and it's all too complex for me. So I'm just going to take it easy, take my time, and just see what I want to shoot. Then I'll get the camera out and take it from there. But yeah, this is a new way of shooting for me, and it's so far very challenging. So 35mm. I think I'm going to fancy doing a panorama. Man, this is gnarly. It's probably best if I explain to you what I'm going to do through the lens. So I've decided that I'm going to shoot a panorama moving left to right like this, and I'm at about 35mm. And the reason I'm doing a pano is because I want you to feel like you're actually here. And I think with a wide angle lens, sometimes a lot that's down here and a lot that's over there and up there and up there, it sort of gets lost, and a panorama brings everything really close to you. So I'm going to try that and see how that comes out. I remember when I was doing this run, I remember seeing these 3 trees and thinking, oh, I wish I had my camera with me, because it was so misty. And they looked, well, it's unfair of me to say they looked better then, but the conditions were maybe more favourable to shooting. But that's what happens, isn't it? When you shoot a panorama, you never really know how it's going to look and how it's going to stitch together and if it's going to work. And straight away, I just had this feeling that it wasn't going to work as I wished it would, because there were some trees that I mentioned before in the upper left-hand third that I really wanted to bring out. So I thought I'd move a few paces to my left, down the hill, and have another go. So again, I'll probably shoot it in vertical orientation and shoot some panos. And what I'm doing is angling the camera down a bit, because what I don't want is, I don't want any sky. I want to keep the dynamic range relatively, you know, slap bang in the middle. I don't really want a lot of dynamic range in this shot. So by eliminating the sky, I'm doing that. So I wouldn't say I'm getting the hang of this, but I think taking your time is everything in woodland photography, because you can't rush this. I can see why people lose hours of their life in the woods. By this point, I was really realising how tough and how tricky woodland photography is, and how frustrating it is, because I'd moved a few paces to my left, and in landscape photography that normally works. In this instance it didn't, so I chose to do a single exposure, trying to zoom in on that cluster of trees in the vain hope that it would work. and I still don't think that I managed to get it. So this is one last shot that I'm doing before I head back. Just saw this. I was going to quit while I was ahead. Not even ahead, because I don't even know if that's going to look any good. But I've just seen a shot on the way back, which is this huge tree that's just fell down. Well, not just, it's probably fell down 10 years ago for all I know, I don't know. And let me show you on the back of the camera. Of course it's not that orange in real life. That's just because I've got my focus peaking on because I'm shooting everything manually. I quite like the idea of, in fact, if I actually go onto the camera and shoot, you can actually see how it looks. What I might do is actually pull out a bit, zoom out a little bit, just so we can see some of the actual gradient of the hill, because what I'm keen to do is to show the location. For example, if I start doing close-ups of leaves and things like that, I could have just done that in the back garden. So I want it to be situational, if that's a word. I want it to have relevance to the Malvern Hills, which is why I want to just try and show the top of Swinyard Hill in there. So yeah, let's see how this looks. I'm just going to do a one-shot single exposure, shooting at around about 24 mil, I think. Yeah, I think the colours for me are what's making this so enjoyable. I really like the greens and the yellows, the oranges, the browns. Yeah, really enjoyable way to spend an afternoon.